Okay, guys, it's Scott here for Rebellious Noise, and today I am with.
You're with Dan from Rebellious Noise. You just
All
can't get
right.
rid of me, mate.
I can't. I just can't. Okay, so we are back once again. Fantasy booking. You might have seen our WWE World Cup 2020 fantasy booking, where we basically got 32 men, put them together, did a group stage, round of 16, all that good stuff, and we picked out how we would book an actual WWE World Cup tournament. People seem to enjoy that. You might have seen our combined 11 videos I've been doing for football and our fantasy booking for the recent WWE releases as well. But now we are going to do a Women's World Cup. This time around, there's not as many women on the roster as there are men. It was hard enough getting 32 for the Men's World Cup. So we are going with 16 and starting out with around the 16. Not doing a group stage this time, but Dan, do you want to explain how we have chosen these women and how they are representing their nations in this World Cup?
We will indeed. So what we have done is, much like the men's, we have gone through the roster. We have taken the ladies from there and essentially split them into their nationalities. It's not necessarily their nation of birth. It could be a nation of like mother or father. So essentially a nation that they could potentially represent at international level in football. Zelina Vega, for example, she is of Puerto Rican descent, so she is eligible to represent Puerto Rico in this case.
So with that being said, we have got 16 women superstars and representing 16 different nations. And Dan, you put them into a randomizer, so we're going to have a just completely random start to this round of 16, as if it's a draw, like they would have in football anyway. So draw the balls, Dan.
And to be fair, it's that it is actually that random that you don't even know what order they're in.
I have no clue. Oh, saying that, the last time we did the World Cup, I wore the 2002 England World Cup shirt. And this time I thought I'd go with a Women's World Cup shirt. And also, if you remember, I said it was going to be a long one. So I used this big old drink because just like in goal hanging, when Dan hosts the football show on Rebellious Noise, we have a few pints and a few laughs about football with a bit of debate and discussion. So if you are a football fan, check out some of those episodes. But anyway, I said it reminded me of that. So I had the big old drink. This time, Dan, the episode is not going to be as long because we're doing less teams. So
we are.
I got a smaller one.
Oi, oi. Smaller draw, smaller glass, yeah?
Exactly. So let's go. Where are we going with it?
So you're hearing this for the first time that the people at home are hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
I took literally the first look I took at this and I was like, oh my days.
Okay.
What a lineup.
Okay.
The very first group that came out features Ireland's representative, the man Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Versus
starting off strong,
Rhea Ripley.
Starting off very strong.
That is a banger.
I don't want to start that early with these two.
That's a banger.
Because the thing is, much like if this was... So when we booked our men's World Cup, we basically did it as part how the WWE view them, how they would book it, how they are seen in this company at the moment, who's on the run at the moment, who's not being used. But obviously there's fantasy booking here as well. So it's who we think deserves and how we would book it, considering what WWE have done. So yeah, we could say such and such deserves the top spot, but realistically they're not going to get it. So we might give them a quarterfinal run sort of thing, or semi-final run is how we did the men's one. So we're going to do the women's one on the same basis, but it is a predetermined sport. So with football, which is not predetermined, unlike that year that Juve won the Serie A.
All the years with UEFA Lona as well.
Yeah, and a few of those years as well. We'd like to believe that was it, and there's no more going on behind the scenes. So generally speaking, football is a shoot sport. Hey, literally, shoot and score a goal. So we're trying to look at it like that. I mean, in that kind of thing, you do get big teams clashing early and people going out fast. That's why the 2018 World Cup was incredible. So much like that 2018 World Cup, we've got a big match at the start.
It's a very good match to start.
Man, I don't want it to happen.
Someone's always got to go.
I think
It's like when you do the FA Cup third round draw, and you'll always get like, say, some big teams against small teams, but then you'll always get like the tasty tie that always like a big like Liverpool, Man United, or
and I don't know about you,
Arsenal,
but like,
Chelsea, or something like that.
Exactly. Watching it as an Arsenal fan every year, I want that. I want Man U, Chelsea. I want Liverpool, City. I want them. I want one of you's gone. By the time I get there, sort of thing.
Yeah, you want one of them gone, and your team to get like a team that's like bottom of like the conference. Or
exactly.
Something.
But even then, it don't always work out. It's Imagine it cup. Right. So enough football analogy, even though this is football based. Let's go with. I'm gonna say. The man Becky Lynch has got to go through. I mean, as much as Rhea Ripley's on a 100% sure thing of a rise, well, we'll see. I just think surely the man
comes around again.
Exactly.
You reckon?
Yeah.
See, for me, I mean, if we're going to be fantasy booking, possibly.
Yeah. See, fantasy booking. I want. Yeah.
But you could even have a Shayna Baszler, like, interference type thing with obviously the whole thing with Becky Lynch, and obviously Rhea took the NXT women's title off of Shayna as well.
See, this could be the final. Do you know what I mean? We've started off a bit too strong.
It could be, but
okay. So do you want to go Rhea Ripley then, or?
See, I mean, this is one of them I spoke about in the men's one as well, but this is a possibility where it could end in like a draw, like a no contest or something, and then both advance kind of thing, and then make the next round.
No, we can't do that. We can't cheat the audience. We've got to go for it, mate. We've got to make those tough decisions. You know what? I'm all right going Rhea Ripley because it is part fantasy booking, and I think
it's one of them where Becky can afford. Becky's going to lose nothing by losing the match, whereas
I feel weird doing it though. Feel weird, but yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it because in the Football World Cup, you would get upsets, you would get shocks. Not that she's that far off Becky Lynch, but she's on a rise. And I think Rhea Ripley. Australia's going through.
So Australia go through. So the next match we have is to face Rhea Ripley in the quarter-final.
I just spilt beer down myself. I got that excited. Woo!
How many beers are you in? About 4 or 5?
No, just started, mate. Just started. Not as big as the last episode, anyway.
No. So the second tie. You said about starting off big. So the first one out for this one was Asuka.
Okay.
Against representing the Philippines, Kaden Carter.
Okay. So wait, are we going? It ain't going to be randomized from here, is it? It's just going to be seeded in like. So
yeah. The order that came out.
We'll go into.
Yeah.
Okay. For me. I want to put a rocket to Asuka, a pusher to the moon. So for me, Asuka's going through here.
Asuka, I would agree with you 100% on that. It's not very often that happens. We agree 100% on something.
Yeah, check out some of our combined 11 Man United Arsenal videos. All right, cool. So what we got next? So Asuka's going through. We'll talk about who she's facing in a bit, but I'm sure you viewers at home can see who it is.
So we now have representing South Korea, Mia Yim.
Okay.
And she is going to be facing, representing Italy, Sonia Deville.
Okay. Now, I'm going Sonia Deville. I think more experience on the roster. Yeah, I think Sonia Deville's got a lot to give. Mia Yim as well. I do like her, but I think Deville's got to go through. What are you thinking?
I'd say I'd go with Sonia. The only thing I would have said possibly would have been, like, if we were going to book, we could have maybe had some kind of Mandy Rose like interference type thing. But I'm thinking, we'll try and keep it clean. So I would say Sonia goes over clean in a good match.
I just picture her hitting a few jabs and, straight
on Mia Yim's chin. Bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang.
There we
There
go.
you go, love. See you later.
Yeah. Next.
I'll tell you what, this half of the draw, though, bloody hell. So the final tie on this side of the bracket features England's own Ginny
Okay.
from NXT UK taking on, representing Canada and representing the Hart family, Natalya.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. Now, here we go again with, do you go with someone that is a young up and comer? Or do you go with
Natalya's been around years, mate.
But exactly that. I think we got to go with a veteran, Natalya.
Yeah.
Every time she gets that top spot, I like it anyway. I think she deserves it. Yeah.
I think she does get a lot of like unwarranted stick as well, though, because I think she's a real safe pair of hands in that women's division, you know. But I mean, I think if I'm thinking of it from Natalya's point of view, I think she would actually want to put Ginny over. Like, you know, she's like, well, you know,
we're getting a bit of creative control in here now.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, she's probably like, well, you know what, I wouldn't need this. It's like, you know, as much as, you know, it would do her character good, and it would do her good because she deserves like to have something like this.
Yeah.
I think she would maybe want to put Ginny over. But on the flip side, you know, I think Natalya would probably be the stronger candidate to go over.
Have we already
there's
got
arguments either way.
So who would they go through and face?
She would face Sonya Deville. So yeah, the winner of this one will face Sonya Deville in the quarterfinal.
I want to say then, I'm going to go with what you just said, Natalya putting over Ginny, because I want to see a bit of a spoil. I don't want to spoil what I'm going to choose next, but yeah, I want to say that Ginny goes through.
So you're going to go with Ginny and England reach a quarterfinal.
I know, yeah, representing the Lionesses. Ginny is.
To be fair, this is a bit like the Euros, because you think like the World Cup's normally 32 teams and the Euros are normally 16 teams, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
there we go.
So
this is the Euros we never got, mate.
Exactly, mate. So we now move on to the other side of the draw, whichever side you're going to put this, I don't know. And we start off yet again with a big tie, and that features USA's Lacey Evans.
Of course, she's in the USA. I mean, Americana. Come on.
Exactly. She represented the USA in the military. So, you know, hats off to Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans will go up against Scotland's own Nikki Cross.
Ooh, now that's a match.
That is a match indeed.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, mate, they all are. But
yeah, they all are, man. This is going back on that whole, like we did on the men's one. Where's it being held, you know? So I'm going to say, most likely, it was
Madison Square Garden,
America
mate. Repping the old
hey,
MSG.
That's nice.
But we're in MSG as well, so.
Oh, yeah, go back and watch our ROH coverage from the,
World's most famous arena.
Yeah, our coverage on the G1 Supercard from last year's, I guess, WrestleMania. Crazy wrestling week. We've got the review on revnoise.com, and we've got a few interviews on the Rebellious Noise YouTube channel. But moving away from that, maybe this is at MSG, who knows? So I feel like they'd push the whole American angle, but Nikki Cross isn't really the one.
USA!
She isn't the one to get the anti-USA chance, really, is she? You know, like, the USA chance, anti-other country that the WWE love to do. So I can't see that being Nikki Cross getting that treatment. So, you know what? I'm going to go Nikki Cross. I think she's on a roll the past, year.
You think about like a year ago, I don't even think she was she on the main roster a year ago? Wasn't it around the time
I don't know if it was a year ago, but Sanity came up first, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, because then wasn't it about the Raw after, no, there was, I think the shows at the O2 here in London when I think she came out as like a surprise entrant and the place went mad for her. You know, and it was like, I think they must have seen something in her then, because then I think she was a bit of a mainstay on the main roster from there.
The whole thing of Alexa Bliss, and it's one of those where, me and Tom have talked about this on the Talk on Beans podcast when we do our wrestling chat, like when they throw two people together, it's always annoying and uncomfortable, but sometimes it works. Like the bar. you know, like a New Day, like accidentally, because obviously they weren't looking for it to be the way, well, maybe they hoped it would be, but realistically they don't end up going that way. And I think Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss is another duo like that. Wouldn't have pictured it before. They've just thrown them together, but it's going well.
I think it's one of them acts as well that not many people thought would actually still like be together. It's like everyone was thinking, so one of them's going to turn on each other, but you know they've come out of it. They're now like what 2-time women's tag team champions now.
Yeah, exactly.
And talking of tag team champions, women's tag team champions, didn't we also interview a set of women's tag team champions?
And the millions segues here. Yeah, we did interview the Iconics when they were. Yeah, that is on the
we do
podcast.
Representing Australia, they were at the time.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, Lacey Evans, I think she's great as well. I'm impressed every time I see her in the ring. She seems to be pulling something.
She's improving as well, I think, all the time.
But with that being said, I think Nikki Cross, we're going to go
I think,
a little bit in home nation flavour here. I think she's going to go through.
Nikki.
There we go. What's next?
So, for the right to face Nikki Cross in said quarterfinal, we have representing Moldova, we have Mrs. Roddy Strong herself, Marina Shafir.
Oh, okay.
And she will take on Mrs. Alistair Black, representing Puerto Rico, Zelina Vega.
Do we get their partners to come out here and interfere? Or are they going to be managers or something? Oh, no, we can't. Storyline-wise, there is no Zelina and Alistair. Forgot. It's the old Triple H Stephanie treatment.
So, Marina Shafir, obviously, she's got the MMA background with as part of the Horsewomen with Ronda, Shayna, and Jessamine Duke.
Yeah.
Zelina Vega, obviously, is she's obviously improving all the time. Yeah, she's been in a couple of Royal Rumbles now. Yeah. She's been
quite good in TNA as well. So
she's been pretty decent.
I'm gonna go. I want to go.
Marina's got a bit more.
Oh, I said Zelina. I think. I mean, I don't know.
And I've not really seen much of Marina like in the ring though, so
I just want to see Zelina do those kind of like hurricane runners and stuff, though. You know, like I want to.
Yeah, I think that would. Yeah, we'll go with Zelina.
But then, like you say, but the style, would be a lot more like hard hitting MMA. You know, would that come up against Zelina? You know, being like her. Obviously, she's quite petite. You know, so. Would they kind of play on that where she's running cowardly because she is that kind of character, but then she knocks out like
it really well as well.
Yeah, she knocks out like a wild kind of hurricane runner or something like that out of nowhere because she's small. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think maybe we should go Zelina then.
Let's go Zelina Vega. So Zelina Vega. So then we move on to the next match, which features China's Xia Li against New Zealand's representative, Dakota Kai.
I think Dakota Kai. She's starting to get built up in NXT with those... you know, she's in one of those friendship gone wrong storylines, and they always get the highlight on a WWE show. So I think, I think she's continued in the push like that.
To be fair as well, it could actually be a rivalry that is reignited in this Women's World Cup because the very next match is for the right to face Dakota Kai, and it features the girl with the shiniest wizard, Wales' own Tegan Knox.
Yeah.
Against the representative of Fiji, there's nobody meaner than Tamina.
Oh, see, this is, you know what? I actually find this one really tough because
it is tough.
Part of me wants to put that match together that we just mentioned to continue that feud. I like when they do that. We all love in a Rumble where you get a tease of a feud or a feud kind of that has been going on. You know, someone knocks someone else out and they chase the other person out, whatever else. We like that kind of stuff. So I kind of want to see that here. But at the same time, as I mentioned on, what was it? Was it the WrestleMania podcast we did? When we were talking about, it was on Talking Beans. And we were talking about Tamina being that kind of, they always pretend she's bigger than she is because, she's mean, you know, nobody meaner than Tamina. Then they just forget about it. They don't, like one of these days, they've got to pull the trigger with her. They've got to do that. So that we actually, it's like when they used to always try and throw Big Show over the top rope, but then he'd play the comedy character. You know, you've got to do it at the same. You've got to show them as a threat, and I think they always go on about her being a threat, but they don't actually pull the trigger with it. I think you need to do it once, and then they can actually continue calling her a threat. So for me, I'm going to put Tamina through here because I think she's improved over the years, and I think. In that match there, I actually wanted to see her do well, but she went out first. And I just think it's such an obvious thing.
Was that the WrestleMania match?
Yeah. They need to give credibility to the threat of Tamina.
Because I think obviously in the WrestleMania match, it took 4 women to actually pin her, and she's...
And yeah, it makes her look good and all that, but she needs to have that progress. So I'm gonna give it to her here.
You're going to give her a chance.
Because she always goes out first, man. In everything.
Exactly. You know what?
Come on, Dan.
I was going to go... What?
I said, go on, Dan. Go on, do it. To me,
I was going to go in hard to bat for Tegan Knox, but you know what? You've made some really good points. You know, she does always go out first, so what? No, we're nice guys, you know. We'll give her a chance. We'll give her a chance, you know.
Okay.
Probably go out in the next round, but we'll give her a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows, you know? I mean, we got to be realistic here, but for now.
So, we have our quarterfinal lineup, which is looking very good.
Okay.
So, the first of the quarterfinals is a mouthwatering tie between Rhea Ripley and Asuka. A match that could, for me, sit at the top of any card.
Yeah. Okay, this was tough because...
Two styles, you know, two great competitors.
What a hard-hitting match as well this would be.
Exactly. You know, I think if they were to do a second Evolution pay-per-view, this would not look out of place, headline.
Yeah. I think...
even if it wasn't for a title, this would be one of those matches that...
And I think they could build a good story around them both as well. I think
exactly.
Asuka's on a rise again. Undoubtedly,
she's been the MVP of this era so far.
Exactly,
of the whole no crowds.
No crowd. She is it. And then
I think, I'll be honest with you though. I think before that, it would have been she would have potentially been one of these names that would have been up for leaving WWE. But I think they've probably seen something in her these last sort of few months.
Hopefully it's the same thing that she had in NXT, and they completely missed out on when they made her lose to Charlotte at WrestleMania. Again, we've been there before. Go back, listen to Talking Beans, guys. But I think they completely missed the step with Asuka. But it seems like at the moment they're kind of making it right, or she's just literally making it right. It's whether or not WWE do take that step, and I think they should. So for me, Asuka goes through.
You're going with Asuka?
Because I think Rhea Ripley is becoming something. She is the future, but the future can wait when it comes to certain booking decisions. She's building up slowly.
World Cups are normally every 4 years, you know. Asuka's almost 40. Rhea's in her early 20s. She's going to have plenty of time to win World Cups and women's titles. So let's stick Asuka through.
Okay.
Depending on, obviously, crowd size. If there's no crowd there, Asuka's going to obviously...
She's going to steal the show either way.
Exactly. She is very good. So that is Rhea Ripley gone.
The one who beat the man is now... Well, they've beat the one that beat the man. So, yeah.
Does that mean Asuka's the man?
I guess so. I guess that's how this works.
Who knows? And...
we'll find out at the end of this World Cup.
And surprisingly, no sign of Charlotte Flair.
No Charlotte. Yeah.
She's not going to make an appearance. So we now move on to...
you know she'd win it. If this was WWE, she'd be winning. So
yeah, true.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, she'd represent... they'd find a loophole as well. She'd go out first round, they'd find a loophole to get
she can
back
come
in.
back. Yeah, she'd Cactus Jacket. You know, Dude Love Mankind. She'd be in as another nation.
Yeah, definitely.
We could have had the Nation of Domination. That's a nation, isn't it? So
yeah, she could have been representing Necker Island or something where.
Technically, they'll probably go through the old Constitution and somehow find out that North Carolina should have been a individual
country in itself.
Yeah. WWE, I wouldn't find it.
It's a Queen City.
That's something that affects the entire United States. Will happen just because WWE wanted to put Charlotte over.
Exactly. So, for the right to face Asuka, we have representing Italy, Sonia Deville, and representing England, and in theory, us, Ginny.
Okay, so this is what I said earlier about I wanted Ginny to go through because I wanted to see this going ahead. I want Sonia Deville to go full force on this. I want to see her acting out her whole kind of like MMA kickboxing vibe and just destroy Ginny.
The Sonia Deville that we thought we were going to see before she got paired with Mandy Rose.
So once I realised Ginny would be good to go through in that round, I think maybe she's a bit worn out or underestimating what Sonia's going to do. And maybe Sonia could be our kind of dark horse in this competition. She's built up just from this event alone. Kind of like how Drew was years ago. Remember that Elimination Chamber match that, we've talked about plenty of times on Talking Bees podcast about where he stole the show that night. I think this is going to be a night where Sonia Deville steals the show and shows the upper brass what she can do.
Exactly. And obviously Ginny's had, she had the rub from Natalia. She's had the, that veteran of WWE kind of thing. And, it'll be a very, very good match. I think Sonia, as you say, will, a very hard hitting athlete as well. And going into the match against Asuka, I think that's going to be a very solid, pun intended, semi-final. So we now move on to the other side of the bracket where we have Scotland's own Nikki Cross taking on Zelina Vega, who in this is representing Puerto Rico.
Okay, another tough one.
See, everything for me says Nikki Cross to go through.
You know what? She's more of an in-ring at the moment, an in-ring competitor, whereas Zelina is more in the management role, but does a bit of physicality. So
she had a few matches where she's,
I think, let's go Nikki Cross then.
I think Nikki. And so the final match of the quarterfinals for the right to face Nikki Cross is Dakota Kai, representing New Zealand, versus Tamina, who is representing Fiji. So
Tamina.
Now it's I was going to say, now it's going to be like...
Okay, let's do it.
Got through...
Dakota Kai
got through one round.
Let's do it. No, she's going, man. Tamina's going to the top.
Nobody is Mina.
I want to do Tamina. I want to book her like a monster.
You want to book her how they should book her, basically.
Who will she be facing?
Nikki Cross.
Yeah. Tamina.
There
Are you right with that?
I've got to be, mate.
Because I'm so passionate. I never thought I'd be so passionate about Tamina, but I am. Okay.
So we have the semi-finals.
Okay,
we are into the semis now. We have Asuka versus Sonia Deville.
Okay.
I think as much as Sonia's gone through all the hard-hitting stuff, I can see Asuka pulling it out when it matters. Bring out the mist.
All the stuff we're talking about Asuka lately has been because of her character work has been so good. But let's not forget how incredible she is in the ring as well. And how, in NXT at least, she was booked that way. So
was she actually did she actually leave?
She didn't lose,
as NXT? So she was NXT champion when she left NXT and was like, okay, I've not lost. There's your belt back. See you later.
Yeah. So for this match, that Asuka's coming out and Asuka's going through. So Sonya Deville has built her character up. We've had some good work there, but with Asuka, she weren't ready for Asuka. So
definitely, you weren't ready. So, who faces Asuka in the final? Are you gonna be pro Tamina again? Or
I kind of wanted Tamina and Sonya Deville to face each other because of two people that look like they're on a destructive, wouldn't expect it kind of rise. That's what I was hoping for, but it's just not the bracket works out.
If Tamina loses, then she does get to face Sonya.
That's a good
in
point.
The third and fourth place one. The winner will earn a women's title shot.
Good point.
Then, if we go with Nikki Cross to win, it then builds to the feud that's been going on with obviously Kabuki Warriors and Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. So,
okay, so we've got Tamina versus Nikki
The only
Cross.
thing though with that is, have we seen enough of that though recently, and like variations of that?
So as a final, I
think Nikki's. If I'm looking at it from a point of view of if there were fans there, I think Nikki would be super over with the fans. Whereas Tamina, I think the crowd would still be a bit more hot and cold. You know, I think she's shown her dominance throughout it, Tamina, where she's destroyed Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. People might say, yeah, granted, they're NXT talents, and, you know, Tamina's obviously on SmackDown at the moment. They might be like, oh, yeah, but Tamina's on, you know, she's up with the other girls and blah, blah, blah. But then I'm just thinking, you know, maybe she comes up against Nikki Cross and, you know, we could do a bit of a shenanigans thing here with, you know, Alexa Bliss because of how big she is.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the men's one, there was a bit of shenanigans. The women's one, obviously, they're trying to play a little bit fairer, but.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Nikki Cross has got to go through here. We have that crowd reaction. I
think the crowd would be, and the crowd, I think, would be well behind an Asuka Nikki Cross final.
Yeah, so let's say Tamina, as something's got the better of her. She's been real ruthless on Nikki. She's got the sympathetic babyface kind of feel here. She's in pain, and she's partly injured or something like that going into the final. But yeah, Tamina kind of has a lapse of concentration. Maybe her rage gets too much of her, or something like that. Nikki Cross pulls it off with like maybe an Eddie Guerrero-esque kind of like surprising win where people just go mad, you know, like they've had a little bit of a cheeky roll up or something like that.
With like the most dangerous finisher in all of professional wrestling, the roll up. Exactly. How many 24/7 title wins have there been with a roll up?
It's a very dangerous move. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So, all right.
Happen out of nowhere.
So we're going with a third place playoff.
So third place playoff between Tamina and Sonya Deville. The match that you wanted to see, the match. Yeah. So I will leave you to book to your heart's content with this one.
I think Tamina's got to get a bit of a heat back. She had a mistake, and then she fires on top of Sonya Deville. So Tamina comes third, and then Sonya Deville comes fourth.
So you're going to say that Tamina will be getting a women's title opportunity?
Why not?
For coming third.
Sure.
And Sonya Deville wins a toaster for coming fourth. There we go.
We all like toast.
Exactly.
All right. So now we have got the main event, which is the WWE Women's World Cup Final of 2020, brought to you by Rebellious Noise. Scott and Dan right here. Yeah, I think this is...
It's a good final. See, I think this is one of those finals, though, where if it's in an empty arena, they will make the atmosphere themselves because they are just both really charismatic in that sense. I think you translate that into a arena with a crowd in. They will also be that charismatic, that energetic. And, you know, part of me is leaning towards Nikki due to the fact that we didn't give the other one to Drew as well. So it's like we didn't give it to Scotland in that one.
I mean, I'm just going to come straight off and say Asuka should win it. She is by far...
It is one of those where it's like a toss of a coin. It could go either way.
I think for character-wise and for storyline and all that, and I do like Nikki a lot, but Asuka, for me, should be in the main event picture of the women's division. And
all the time.
Yeah, like she is...
She's that damn good.
Yeah, she's at the top. So, for me...
She is the game and she is that damn good.
For me, I want to say Asuka. I like Nikki, and I think booking it wise, maybe... She is sympathetic, but I think maybe that injury I spoke about earlier that comes up in the previous match that plays a part here, and Asuka just ruthlessly takes her apart.
And she would have been facing Tamina in the last round as well.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. So
it would have been very hard hitting. So
up.
whereas
she nearly gets there. We'll always have that image of Nikki Cross. I was going to say Nikki Storm. That's her old name, isn't it? Nearly getting there. Sadly looking to the camera like, I'm in pain. But
and then
coming from behind, pulling her back.
In pain, just going in, and then green mist, Asuka lock, tap out, screaming in her boat.
Well, there's a chicken noise there.
Neither of them can understand what each other are saying.
Perfect.
No one's ready for Asuka.
Yeah. Okay.
Asuka wins.
That's it. I think Asuka is the Women's World Cup winner of 2020.
So the winner, Japan. And Asuka.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan.
So,
I've enjoyed both of these World Cups. I am.
So she goes.
Looking forward to doing one next year.
So she's literally gone from losing the women's tag titles at WrestleMania to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to now beating Nikki Cross, getting a sense of revenge in the final by lifting the World Cup trophy.
And we should say, this fictional World Cup trophy that we've kind of mentioned in the men's one is the World Cup that WWE should have done. I was so excited when they said they were going to do a World Cup because I thought, this could actually work. And a lot of the Andre Battle Royal every year, sometimes they make it kind of mean a lot, and then it's all over the place. We're booking this as if this is going to be up how the King of the Ring used to be. That's how I want to see this.
Yeah.
Where
and to be fair, this one you could even have like from the quarters onwards played out on like an Evolution. If you had like another Evolution pay-per-view, you could have like your big your women's title matches, and then you have the women's World Cup as well. Make it mean something, and they've got female referees in WWE now as well, which they've not had previously. You can make this an entire women's tournament. Get Beth Phoenix and Renee Young on commentary.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Women of the world unite, innit? Go in, sisters. Girl power and all that.
Oh, of course, mate. Yeah, we grew up in the Spice Girls generation. We know a thing.
We did.
No, but I've mentioned on Talking Beans over the years, everything about the women's evolution and stuff like that. Every time they have a first, I remember Sasha saying a few years ago, they just want it to not be the first anymore. They want it to be normal. And I think something like a World Cup tournament would be really cool, So anyway,
one of the only first they've not done.
True. You still got to tick that one off, guys. It has been a Queen of the Ring, even that.
Queen of the Ring, yeah.
Just like a King of the Ring. King of the Ring should be a big thing anyway, like it used to be. But if they somehow bring a Queen of the Ring into it as well, that'd be great. Or do the World Cup, like we've said it, and even book it the way we've done. Who knows?
They already do. They've got the Queen Charlotte Flair, and then the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler.
That's true.
Which is the old...
Got it.
That's all the one, isn't it? Yeah.
So, guys, on that note, thank you very much for watching. Check out more of our content at rebnoise.com. We talk about film and TV, sport, music, pop culture, and all that good stuff. Also on the Rebellious Noise YouTube channel, which you are watching this video on, please subscribe and check out more of our wrestling content. And if you like the kind of football kind of twisted foot on this, check out our football content as well. It's been good having you guys. Dan, it's been good fantasy booking with you again. And again, if you've got any ideas, it has been fun. It's again, like I mentioned on our Release Mania video, it's like the old days when we had an E-Fed. So if you guys got any ideas, let us know, and we'll hopefully get some more of these episodes in sometime soon. Anything else, Dan, before we get out of there?
Yeah, let us know what you guys would book.
Yeah, who
would you have booked it different? Would you have picked maybe different representatives from different countries? I know for us, we had to toy, for example, like the Japanese representatives. We had to choose between like Asuka, Kairi Sane, Io Shirai.
And obviously, America's got loads you could pick.
America's got talent. And all that stuff.
But we went with Lacey because she kind of personifies that Americana. And on the men's one, we went with Shane McMahon because he actually won the WWE's version of the World Cup that they actually did do. So, but like you say, like England had a few shouts here. But we wanted to do as well, we want to do active roster and kind of go with people that we see WWE actually potentially using for these spots as well.
And to be fair, I think we came up with actually, in the end, like, it's not the same faces that you're going to be seeing on a WWE card as well. It's good because then it shows that, you know, it's not just American talent, that this talent has come pretty much from all over the world, and they're now on this global stage of WWE. And, you know, it's every kid's dream as a wrestler to get to WWE. 100%. And, you know, we are showing how they could book these women in something like that, and, you know, it will make their stock go through the roof. And
well, it's kind of like the Mae Young Classic, you know, look what that
exactly
that's done for a lot of these women that might not have got that slot before, but people, even when they, you know, they went out in the first round, for example, you know, like I know they show all that footage of Rhea Ripley from years gone by. She had the long hair and stuff like that. So they've got, you can always go back to this and use these people and say, look, remember her. Like a lot of times with the women in NXT, you end up going, oh, I remember she was in the Mae Young thing this year or last year, and she faced such and such. It was quite decent actually. So I think she's good. Like when she shows up on NXT, that's how you generally feel. So I think something like this, like you say, would do one.
Exactly. Like, it will give so many of these women like a rub that they would not normally get. It give them good exposure that they wouldn't usually get. And you know what? I don't think we're half bad at this, mate. We should stick in some applications. Yeah. Like, I'm sure they're a bit thin on the ground staff-wise nowadays. So. I
don't want to keep tooting our own horns, mate, but toot, because we're doing good with this booking, if I don't say so.
Mate, we need some of that. We need some of that moolah. And,
all right,
go out and buy them.
Yeah, let's get in. Someone give us a job, and we'll get this going for the World Cup. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please
thanks a lot, guys.
And again, let us know if you want to see more of this kind of content.
Indeedy doody.
To the women and to Japan Women's World Cup. Well done, Asuka. You did it.
Nobody was ready for you. I reckon she would want to put
to the side.
Sorry, guys. This is what happens when you live in East London. Soundtrack.
East London,
Oi, oi. Woo, woo, woo. Sorry, guys. That was the old Ninos going past. Sorry about that.
We've got a lot more wrestling content coming this year as well, guys. So please subscribe to Rebellious Noise on YouTube. Check out rebnoise.com and check out our podcast Talking Beans, where we'll be talking about the main wrestling shows as we do throughout the year.